Good to have you down, man. It's been good to hang out and just cruise. We've caught up a bunch of times at random events, but we're always like doing something. We're either, you're hanging out with the uni tent and the uni guys and running around filming at Marimbula and riding and always trying to do something, but it's been good to just hang out.
I think it's been like such a nice organic way of meeting you guys. It wasn't like forced. You guys never forced it on me. Like you guys weren't like dirty drug dealers or anything like that. We were just like happened to be at the same places at the same time, and we were getting chatting, got to know each other.
Because I reckon that first time I saw you was at actually met you was on the grass. Longreef.
Yeah.
And we did a quick little video.
I wanted to film you guys. Yeah, because I was interested in the product.
Sydney Foil Club.
Yeah.
It's such a cool zone just around there, and like there's so many people there now.
It's the mecca of Sydney.
Downwinding.
Yeah, it's our equivalent to Watergoes, I reckon.
Because we were talking about that last night, that's like an hour away from you.
It is, but that's where I mainly go every weekend because we're not allowed to foil. Like at my local beach in Maroubra, so I usually go there Saturday, Sunday because I can just hang there all day.
Yeah,
and there's always something options to do there. Yeah, there's
so
a reef that faces every direction and a wind that's good for it. So yeah, no, I'm super psyched to come down because you guys have brought me on as the team rider manager for Foil Drive. Using my networking skills and skills of just having buddies throughout the world and pretty much friends with all your team riders already anyway.
Exactly. Well, it's necessary. There's that many of them now.
Yeah, totally. So it's nice that because we've been talking on the email and stuff like that and on the phone. So it was nice to come down, get shown the systems, shown the team, which is way bigger than I thought, and then the office and the warehouse. So it was kind of cool there was a lot of things in my head that I kind of had pictured, and now that I see it in the flesh, it all makes a lot of sense and a lot different than what I expected.
I was going to say, did you expect the whole workshop side of things, that we actually make these things here?
I honestly thought, and I don't know if this is public, but I honestly thought that you guys had designed something and now just manufactured in China.
Yeah.
So when I got to the warehouse yesterday and was seeing actually people putting stuff together and gluing stuff, resining stuff, I'm just like, whoa.
And we're like running around like, where's Paul? And he's like actually building stuff.
Yeah, he's there building stuff and
on
like
the production line.
Can see the quality and the quality control that goes into it, and I just reckon it's really cool that you guys have kept that control and you're not willing to offload it just to make a better buck. So I think that's really, really nice to see. And
it's kind of necessary a little bit if you want to push the system to the limits that we have, where it's the tightest, smallest package that it can possibly be. Not many external manufacturers want to do that. It's not an easy thing to make.
Yep.
It's easier to make something that's bigger and bulkier and a lot more plastic parts and cheap, injection molded everything. There's plenty of that coming, and there's good reason. It's easy and cheap to make.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to make something that's really high performance, super stiff and strong, blah, 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 that's not really what high volume manufacturers want to get involved in.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing it a lot of ourselves in-house in Australia, is we have control over that and we'll do it to get to that level. And there's a lot of foil brands out there that, that I think assimilate with. To really make something high-end takes a lot more than people think, as opposed to just bulk manufacturing.
Totally. Yeah. And I think I think another thing that I've really loved out of this whole trip is I've got to see a background to you guys besides you guys just in your full Foil Drive business hat on. Like this morning, I was in Ben's shed and he's showing me his whole RC plane and that type of stuff, and
all the electronics that go into that.
It all makes sense now that why you guys have fallen where you are in Foil Drive, because you've taken all this knowledge from all your aerodynamic background and now put it into your foiling experience, and it's the tech that goes into this product that, like, for someone like a layman like me that's just like, oh, surfing, like a motor on the bottom, like it's just it's crazy to see how specialized it all is. And you guys just didn't all of a sudden just one day wake up and be like, we're just going to make electric foil. Like it's decades of experience going into this, which
you
is...
saw how small the electronics package is for the slim, and that thing can handle nearly 2 horsepower.
Totally.
It's crazy, and that all stems back from the drone professional drone industry that Ben and I are involved in at a company, and where we are not little tiny baby toy drones, like really quite advanced ones. That's where really more of it comes from, is that really high-end power density.
Totally.
Sort of
And that's where weight and size and everything matters a lot when you're trying to fly something, whether it's like a drone or a plane or something like that. And then that's all just sort of filtered down. Our passion for that, or Paul's passion for designing and optimize, not passion, obsession, literally. Over shaving off millimeters. Like I remember him coming to me like proper distraught that he had to make the slim like 2 mil bigger, or
it was an extra mil.
It was extra mil taller, and he was like, I really didn't want it to come to this, but my hands are tied. I have to make it 1 mil bigger. I'm like, dude, like I think a mil's probably alright. He's like, no, it has to be as small as possible, and that's come purely from that background of. Yeah, I mean, we're looking at my like big 3D gas plane, and everything's so light, but has to be strong, and looking at plywood covered in carbon to make all those stiffness so much stronger and stuff. It's trying to make it as light as possible.
It's so interesting as well, seeing the how you showed me that glider version of that plane.
Yeah.
And how it's literally a foil.
Exactly.
It's a foil. It's just a foil that goes through air instead of water.
And that's where we're so lucky to have like Jamie Wise, who's in our workshop. Really smart cookie with all the electronics and stuff, helping Paul out. But that's his background and his passion between high performance composite gliders in the RC world and then foiling. So now like he works, he's a team rider for Axis and works very closely with Adrian on wing design and all that kind of stuff, because it doesn't translate directly like aerodynamics to hydrodynamics, but it is some similar principles. And when you're looking at things like 3 meter skinny high aspect wing, lots of glide, very efficient, and then you just look at where foils have gone, you're like, we're all on high aspect, we're going for a downwind run, we're all on high aspect stuff, as opposed to then surfing.
That's why we're in a van talking.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we're in the.
We've got a spare 20 minutes before we send it downwind.
Exactly. But so let's jump back to Sydney and yourself for a sec. You have to drive an hour to get to Long Reef, where there's a really good reef. You're allowed to foil. There's prone foil options, there's downwind options, there's wing options, there's just about everything you can possibly imagine towing out of Long Reef. But at home, you can't foil on your local beaches because of silly council rules.
Jurisdiction rules and stuff.
The conditions there and the downwind runs or opportunities you have from home are a little less limited. So now that you've jumped on and started using a foil drive, what's that opened up for you at home?
So I think the biggest benefit of the foil drive that I've found so far with my limited experience of maybe 6 weeks on the product is that, first of all, with downwinding, as we see now, you need a team. Or at least a partner.
Yeah, we've got another car tailing us as well, and 3 more cars at the end.
So what the foil drive did for me, because we have not a huge community of people in my local area doing downwinding, or at least maybe not at the same experience where they want to do the same runs as me.
And at the same time.
There's a lot of factors. I now don't have to rely on anyone. I don't have to rely, even if I'm not relying on someone doing the activity with me, my missus or a family member or a friend who can drop me at the top of the run. I now just upwind with the foil drive. Use it until literally, I've been getting ballsier and ballsier with it each time. The first time I think I went up and was like, okay, I'm going to leave 25% and come back. And then now it's getting to 7% and just seeing how far I can push it. And we in Sydney don't exactly have the best coastline if something goes wrong. So I am testing the limitations of the product, but that has been huge, because honestly, if you've got your foil drive already set up on the rig that you need, literally the only thing that you have to worry about is making sure that battery's charged. So if you've got that charged from the day before, you literally just throw it in, plug it in, upwind. It takes you, I don't know, it depends how far you're going, but I'm getting about 7 Ks, which is our local run.
Yeah, that's a good downwind run once you turn and come back.
So what I figured out as well is that even though you're foiling to go upwind 7 Ks, it still feels like you're getting your exercise because you're on your feet, you're foiling, even though it's not ideal because you're going against...
It's like a pump track, isn't it?
Yeah, it's...
Pumping over the waves.
To be honest, it trains your whole kind of adjustment skills of because it's a fine art, this foil driving. I think people maybe think that they can hop on it and within like the first hour they're going to be doing what they see on the internet. I'm saying like it is a very quick tool to get good at, but you're not going to be amazing on it within an hour. Yeah, so I think those fine skills of learning how to keep that pod, especially if you're slamming that motor pod hard up against your board, there is such limited space for error. So like you're either going to be like a bucking bronco going like in and out, or you've adjusted your like fine motor skills in your feet or whatever to like keep that motor just in the water. Because if it's not that windy, like I've found the perfect conditions is like 12 to 15 knots. The ocean is lumpy enough to downwind back home, but to go upwind, it's predictable. But I've had days where it's like 20 knots and it's it's hectic. You're so on the whole time. That's good. That's kind of what I do with my jet ski. If I'm going up against the wind, I'll go on the diagonal instead of straight into the wind.
And I've actually started running my pod just a little bit lower now. So used to just run the 15 unanimously. But I'm running the 20 now sometimes just because the upwind becomes so much easier. But also, when you're on the heavier end of the spectrum like me, I barely really feel the pod much.
Right.
But the lighter you are, obviously that has more of an effect because you just have less inertia. So, it's...
I think also
you can set it up different ways.
I think also it works in the other end of the spectrum where you're learning another skill to learn riding high on your mast. So the pod isn't in the water, even if you're. So I think for your experience, like obviously you do it all the time. You've probably learnt so much how it feels to be so close to your foil breaching, but not breaching.
Yeah, you're acclimatized to it.
Yeah.
So I'm running an 85 now, which is bust the box, is technically 90 centimetres. I mean, I've got plenty of room.
So much.
Plenty of room. And your brain really, when you don't have the drive on there, you don't really think about the borders being any different. It's just there's a mast and anything's in play. But when you put it on there, your brain just recalibrates and goes, I should actually fly a bit higher, which just makes you actually go faster because you've got less mast in the water. And you're foiling the mast in a more optimum range anyway. So it's just an adjustment really.
And then another huge benefit, so that's downwinding is like probably my biggest passion in foiling at the moment, but another great one that I've found in the local area is getting to these kind of little reefs or surf spots that aren't so much even a wave. Like they're just maybe a point that the swell lumps up. No other surfers are going to go there because the wave's not even breaking. And I really like being able to, it's just you're exploring. You're fully exploring and surfing waves that like no one else can surf or want to surf. And like for me, because every beach is patrolled by lifeguards, but all those beaches are banned. So instead of that, I'll go to a random reef off the next bay or something where no one's there to whinge at me or complain.
And you're just out by yourself.
And you're out there by yourself. Like, it's so
kind
rad.
of brings back the original surfy vibes where you're
chasing the surf.
Trying to find stuff. It's a whole thing about trying to find the next wave, to find the next spot, find somewhere where there's no one or something that you've never ridden before. It reopens that whole explorer type.
I don't know if we're going to get down south this trip. It might have to be another one, but that's another interesting scenario. So that's just a huge beach break. The beach is literally hundreds of kilometres long. It's just
I've seen Jamie showed me on Google Maps last night.
And when we go there can be, on a public holiday, there can be hundreds of surfers in the water. We just motor out past the line up, past all the white water, and we go another 600 to 700 metres further out than wherever it is. And we're catching the ocean swell, which is the unbroken wave, which for foiling for me is the best one. And we're always peeling off about 50 to 100 metres before the surfers are even starting to get ready to catch a wave.
Nice.
So we've got the place to ourselves. No one's having any argy-bargy because they've got their breaking wave and we've got our foiling wave and everyone's happy. It's freaking awesome.
It's
Whereas if we didn't have the drive, we would be in exactly the same take point as them.
And I think I was in Hawaii last year and I was doing a lot of prone foiling and it's getting to the point where there's a lot of foilers now, which is great. Like, I'm all about building community and stuff, but prone foiling falls, I feel like, in the same category as just like normal shortboard surfing. Everyone is after the same wave. And like, there's only so much real estate. And like, even if you do, you know, as a prone foiler, chip in and pump out to the back, you're still kind of going through a lot of people, and people get scared and they're scared of the foil and stuff. But like, there is only so much real estate. So I really like the foil drive to be creative and just go to a different zone that you didn't really think of. And like, maybe chuck on a super high aspect foil and just ride lumps of swell that don't even break.
Like, there's how fun that can be.
Yeah. Like, it's just, I think people just get so tunnel vision with, everyone's surfing here, I should probably surf there. They don't use the creativity of like, remember that point that like is breaking, but it's too far of a walk out, or like it's too far from the car park, but now you got a foil drive, just motor out there.
It only works once or twice a year, so we don't even bother checking it anymore. So you spend too much time just checking it, and
I think one of the bigger elements of that is until you've used one, you don't actually fully comprehend how all the weather windows open right up, all the condition opportunities open right up, and all the places that you could go. Your brain subconsciously doesn't even register them. But then once you start using one and you get your head around it, it's amazing how your brain's like, I could ride that. And it opens up to it being a possibility. That's what I noticed big time when I went from Gen 1 to Gen 2, because of all the extra power and like speed you can get out of it. There's some waves down south which are just literally hitting rocks in the middle of the ocean that I was like, we can get on that now. Because that's ocean swell moving like 30, 35 k's an hour. It's not
hanging around.
It's not hanging around. Like, you've got
it's proper toe foiling.
You've got to be shifting to get on those things. And that was just another few spots that just literally just turned up. They've always been there. We just haven't looked at them in the right way. And now they're one of our favourite places to go.
So I assume you can't toe foil at home either then?
We can, but they're like they're outer reef type things. And
is there many boat ramps and stuff around? Because I know like with Brownwater, it's like you can launch there, but it's on the beach and it's pretty hectic. There's no ramps around.
Now we've got like the spot that me and Jeremy tow a bit. Like it's a boat ramp, and then like it's maybe a 20-25 minute drive around a headland to get to that outer reef. But for the local guys in Cronulla, where the reef is literally just, you know, a few hundred meters off the beach, instead of going to the boat ramp, rigging up the ski, just foil drive from the shore, bang, straight out there. Like, wingers are already doing it, but they like obviously using the energy of the
source.
wind. But like that kind of like brings it to like another point where like how downwinding is my passion. Like, with a northerly wind, I can go, down the coast. With a southerly wind, I can go up the coast. But then you sometimes get these like east winds that that push straight into the beach. So instead now I'll putt literally out to New Zealand, but then I got reminded by Ben, dude, that's like, I understand you're testing limitations of the gear, but like you got to understand, like, our product is amazing, but shit does go wrong. It's not bulletproof.
Doesn't matter what it is too. It could be weed or foil related.
Not even the foil drive. Like, what happens if you hit something and then your foil snaps and then you can't motor it up.
My tail fell off once because I forgot to put it on time. Like an idiot.
But even a mate of mine, literally 2 weeks ago, over on the Yorks Peninsula, he was out fishing in his 5 metre tinny and hit a floating drum. A 44, and just tore a massive hole down the whole middle of his boat, and that was it. The boat was sinking. He's got bilge pumps and stuff. You take out a barrel on a foil, you're going to be snapping foils and stuff. We're rocking up.
There's waves.
It's okay.
Is that the wave there? Kind of.
Nah.
Anyway, this looks. I can see from all your videos.
As long as those white caps are on.
That looks good. And
this isn't macking.
So we're going.
This is
that
macking.
Way. No.
Oh, this is not macking.
No.
Oh, right.
No.
When it's breaking over the rock wall.
Oh, that's
when you're
the
like,
video that we did with Dave West, when like that how to put it together video, which actually was never supposed to be the how to build it video, but we were like, let's just do a quick one so that the testers have got something to use.
Yeah.
And it's sort of stuck because people liked it. The waves were breaking over this rock wall.
Yeah. And we're standing down the beach
absolutely
trying to...
macking that day.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Oh, so you could dock start here and then pump out to the bumps.
You could.
you and Jamie could, yeah.
Has anyone done it yet?
I don't know if Jamie has, actually.
That should be done, dude. That would be fucking wild.
You'll see.
That should be the slogan, eh? Just like, remember that one? It was, oh no, that was in New South Wales. It was like,
Pull your finger out.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That was rad.
Sick.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
We're going to go for a prone downwinder.
Are we?
Well, you are.
Yeah, yeah.
You're,
Downwinder.
you're on something absurd.
Yeah, I'm on the Spitfire thing.
What is
Yeah,
it?
23 litres?
No, I think it's, oh, well, I don't know actually. It's not even my board.
I
But
think it's 26 litre.
right.
Four,
4 maybe.
for nothing. Yeah.
And then I'm riding the 850 S from Code.
Yeah.
Just because, like, Jamie's like trying to trick me into something a bit more high aspect and smaller, but like this to me looks like it's kind of slow conditions. So I don't want to. This is my first run, so we'll see. I think hopefully I'm going to do.
Tiny board. But you're the man, so you're going to get
I've been
it.
riding my 4.5 Raptor and 26 litres at home, and like,
True.
I've got a bigger board coming, like a 5.4 by 45 litres, because I want to see what the hype is about having just a little bit bigger board, just to make it
That's what
bit
I've ended
easier.
up on. Like the
Yeah.
50 from Axis. 50's more litres than I actually need.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of downwind runs lately on Jimmy Lewis 50 30 8 litre. I'm 96 kilos, so I'm reasonably heavy, and that's fine. It's just the length that makes it so much easier to get up. And when you start pushing to the smaller wings, you need that extra speed.
Yeah.
Still beats Scotty on his 7.6 or whatever.
I just can't.
Or 8.
Like,
we
Once
can't
you
bring
go real
ourselves
small board downwinding, it's tough to go back.
Yeah,
It's just
totally.
Like a skate park,
Yeah.
you know, it's just-
Have you done much paddle downwinding in the last few weeks?
Since?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I still mix it up.
Yeah.
Like, I still think, like, I know you guys are so foil drive, that's it.
we don't compete in events.
But,
so-
like, I definitely think that foil drive is such a cool thing to have in the quiver. I feel very privileged that you guys have brought me on as a team rider and employee. But it's such a good training tool. It's good to test gear because, like, it's so easy to get on foil and then... Yeah, but like I still love all aspects of
100%.
foiling.
It's just a
and
new
I think
discipline.
It's a new discipline.
It brings up its own stuff. People who wing, there's still conditions where like, you know what, this is a good wing. And like talking to Jeremy, he still wings heaps.
Totally.
Because he's like, in the wing, with a wing, in the waves, and the right conditions in the right place, you can't beat it. It's just effortless out and back surf. You just got to deal with the wing when you're on the wave. And then the downwinding, it's still an amazing, I still 100% get and understand why, like even Jamie is going to be paddling today. He's a four-wheel drive guy as well.
He's
So he's
mixing
going
it
to
up.
paddle because he wants to do events and he wants to race.
Yeah.
We're talking with, a
he's-
few people
he's
that's on
training
that.
to try and compete
Yeah.
with the best
Correct.
in the world.
I was even the other
Exactly.
day, I was back onto the hand paddles.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It's just to keep it fresh, you know?
Exactly.
Like, why not? Like, if you start doing one thing and one thing only, you could get over it soon. So I'm just like...
And that's the cool thing about
trying to
foiling.
keep
There's
it-
so many different
So many disciplines.
bits and it's
yeah.
just different tools for different things. So different
That's
bits
it.
of fun.
Right, let's do it.
Let's get in the water. Sick.
Goodbye.